So we're just in the master's chamber at Cēsis Castle. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. And you can see the beautiful vaulting starting from stone bosses. Actually, I'll go around here so you can see a stone boss properly. There's some lovely decoration. The stones go up and then they turn into brick vaulting until all of that's had to be restored. And now we're going to go through into the guarderobe. Just having a look around. It's quite a spacious room. And there's big windows and doors. And we've got a little lantern to take to check out the guarderobe. I'm just following the lantern. This lantern. Here we are. Lovely. And so we get that feeling of what it would have been like in the sort of level of lighting they would have had in the bygone days of Middle Ages. And then we're going through. Very exciting. This is where you do business, and we saw outside the castle that there were lots of little, I'm going to call them drains or openings where the refuse would have come out and gone straight down into the moat. So there's our little lantern, and there was a little slit window to give a bit of light looking out on the day side. And then we'll go back into the main chamber. You can see there's arched doorways and a bit of a step. And then we're going into this chamber, another arched doorway, up into the lovely vaulted bed chamber. That's it. Having a bit of a look at this little room. I think it might be some sort of closet. I'm not sure if it was perhaps a water closet as well, but it's got lovely arched brick over the entries and stone lintels over the two little cupboards, I'm going to say. So this might have been a dressing room or something. You can see the way the vaulting's prepared. Pretty special. Then looking out the window, you can see another castle tower in the distance. Now going down the staircase, the spiral staircase from the master's bedroom chamber, and it's very dark. So thankfully we have a candle lantern, which is probably something like what they would have had in medieval times, because it really is quite dark and the ceiling's not very high. I just bang my head on it, or rather bang my glasses on it. So designed for smaller folks than ourselves. But you can see the lantern leading the way. Gives a real feel of going back in time. I feel down the stairs. And you can see it lights up the walls and the staircase very well. I'm going to leave you now for a bit. Double spiral, so we're now going to, the staircase has suddenly turned around and we're now going down anti-clockwise. Before we were going clockwise. A very nifty little bit of design. Now going up the spiral staircase to the next level. Got a handle, which is very handy. And you can see the beautiful brick work at the top of the staircase. The roof. And it's taking us around. It's getting quite dark. This is where I wish I had the candle, but somebody else has it. It's very dark indeed. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to turn off the video now because I can't. We are at the top of the tower and we can see the stone top of the roof, and then above it the internal workings, timber structure of the tile roof conical of the tower with the lovely beams going up. So that's the structure. It doesn't look like it's changed that much in hundreds of years. And then when you turn around, you can see little openings, windows with slits in them, so people can't fall out, hopefully. And here you can see the steps a bit better because of the light. So it's wonderful being able to go up this staircase that must have had hundreds of people going up it hundreds of years ago. And it hasn't been much over restored. some of the other places we visited. So you get to see quite a lot. And then I'm going to go down another flight. There's some more stairs going up that are straight. And then down here is another flight. I'm going to do a video now of descending the spiral staircase. You can see there's wonderful steps going around in a circle. The walls. And the turning. Arrived in the dining hall, which is above the room we were in earlier, which was, we think, probably the armoury. Though not sure where the kitchens are. I'm guessing, it could be wrong, that might be the fireplace over there. Seems to be a chimney going up. And the window, you can see there's a few tables in here to remind us that it was used as a dining hall, and the lantern that we used to get up the very dark staircases. Lovely stone vaulting. And what I like about this house this castle, is that it's really not been over restored. It's just sort of being brought back to something that is visitable without being very new. So really impressed with it. It's my favourite castle I've seen so far this holiday. Chamber, there's archways, and not quite sure what this room would have been used for.
Armoury.
An armoury.
Well, there's all the cannonballs.
Ah, yeah, okay. Yes, and it's still got the stone vaulting, and it's quite dark up to a roof. Here we are in what I think is the dungeon. There's a video of a man there. But the thing that really makes me draw my breath and think, oh, is this, I believe it's an oubliette. I draw a little door in the ground down which you drop people who you want forgotten, which must be a really terrible way to go. So there's the door to the oubliette. And, oh, there's a ladder, that's interesting. And then there's a barrel-vaulted roof in here, which is rather nice, the ceiling made of brick. Little room at the base of the tower. Yeah. And then I'm not sure what's beyond that, whether there's any more rooms beyond that gate there, but it could be a jail. With gasp and oubliette. And I'm guessing if you tried to get out of that hole there, you wouldn't quite fit. And this is the doorway, which is pretty narrow. And the stairs to escape, very narrow. Leading up and up until you get to the open air. And that's where we're going to stop. This is the top room of the artillery tower, and then above us is the ceiling made of wood and got pointed archways leading to the windows from which presumably they can shoot arrows or guns. And again, we've got these little slipways between, so the soldiers can quickly move from one hole to another to fire out of a different window, depending on what's out there. That's pretty clever. You can see there's a little passage there, and there's more of them at the other levels of the building. So this is the top of the round tower. They've got a clever way of showing archaeological objects here. They've got a 3D model that turns around when you press the button. So you can change it to a different thing. So this is an early sort of gun. And there's a 3D model. So that way you preserve the archaeological artifact but also provide information about it, which I think is very cool. So this one shows the tool that was used to make lead balls for small cannons. And there it is. Isn't that excellent? And this is the stone mould for casting lead balls for use in pack butts or hook guns, which is, we saw the guy making some earlier in the video.
It at once, not have to melt it every single time.
Yeah, alright.
This is the start again.
Good. Ah, here. Castle. This bubble, I don't know if you can see it. And there's a wall behind me. And then there's a big market happening, lots of kids' games, bubble blowing. And then here we are at the entrance to the old castle. This is the new castle building.